Hey guys, Krista here. I just want to give you a rundown of how to start doing push-ups. If you're brand new to push-ups, brand new to exercise in general, push-ups are really freaking hard, okay? So we are gonna make sure that you have all the steps and all the tools that you need to be able to do them, okay? So something that I'm gonna start you off by saying, because the first thing that's gonna happen is you're gonna get frustrated because push-ups are hard. Push-ups are hard for me, okay? So it's okay if you're brand new and push-ups are hard, but let me just explain to you that if push-ups are hard so you just don't do them, then you'll never get better at them, okay? If you practice and practice and practice, consistency is what's going to get you results. You're going to surprise yourself one day by just like banging out a set of push-ups and you're going to be like, oh, look at me, okay? So here's what we're going to do. The very first thing that I'm going to do is show you how to do a correct push-up, so good form push-up. I know that you're not going to do this today. That's okay. I just want to show you what like the end game is, so what it's going to look like. Okay, so proper form for a push-up. You're going to put your arms right here underneath your shoulders, okay? So the movement is going to look like this. When you're coming down to the push-up, your elbows are grazing against your body. People always want to rotate out. That's not going to be functionally strong. And maybe if you see some of your friends or teammates doing a bunch of push-ups, their hands might be super wide like this. Sure, I can do hundreds of push-ups like that too, but they're not correct. Okay, so if you want to get the true benefit of push-ups, you want to just do them right. I mean, if you're going to put the effort in, do it right, right? Okay, so we're right here. Our hands are right directly underneath our shoulders, okay? We're gonna walk our feet back. So now we're in the high plank position. This is called the high plank position. Okay, so I'm standing on like the balls of my feet and my toes, okay? I'm like a straight line, like a board. My butt is down, not up like this, okay? I'm nice and flat, okay? And then I'm gonna check where my hands are. My hands are right underneath my shoulders. So it's a straight line, there's no flare out in the elbows. Now when I'm coming down to the bottom of my push-up, my elbows are pointing towards the back. And I also want to make sure that each of my arms are grazing against my body every time I come down. So I'm starting right here, okay? And I'm just going to slowly come down and come up, okay? So I'm going to show you here. I think you'll be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to check my form. My hands are right underneath my elbows. My hands are underneath my shoulders and my elbows are pointing towards the back. So I'm coming down and I'm pushing up. Okay, so remember that, keep that form in your head, and we're gonna go through the exercises. I hope that you'll do them with me, and I hope that you'll practice a lot at home. Consistency gets results. Practice, 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 and what I'm gonna tell you is that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. So don't write it off if you are not naturally athletic. People who do have athletic genes might be able to beat you in the beginning, but let me tell you something. If they take for granted that you need to put effort and practice in before they get better, they're not going to get better, but you are, okay? So that's what I want you to take away from this. Do the exercises, practice, 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 and you will get your results, okay? I promise. Okay, so hang in there with me. I'm going to show you 5 exercises today. We're going to take them one video at a time. That way, if you need to just watch one at a time, that's okay, all right? And we're just going to get you some results. So stay tuned and let's do this. All right, guys, so the very first exercise we're gonna do is not actually a push-up at all. It's gonna be holding the plank position, because just to do the push-up, a lot of people don't think about a push-up being a core exercise, but if you don't have a strong core, you're not gonna be able to do push-ups at all, okay? So the first thing you wanna do is make sure your core is strong enough. Okay, so I'm gonna set up in that nice push-up position, the high plank position, like I told you before. Your hands are flat on the floor, and make sure you're a straight line all the way up to your shoulders. Okay, now you're gonna walk your body back, walk your feet back, so you're in a nice high plank position, okay? So I'm looking like, maybe I'll turn this way, and maybe it's easier for you guys to see what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm on the balls of my feet and my toes, okay? And I'm just gonna make sure that my hands are directly underneath my shoulders, okay? So now from here, I'm just gonna hold this position, okay? So to make sure that your body's engaged the way that's supposed to be, first of all, you should feel your abs kind of working right away, right? So you wanna squeeze your abs in nice and tight, squeeze your butt cheeks together, okay? And just hold the top of this position. So the very first time that you do this, maybe you can only do 10 seconds. You wanna make sure that you can hold that position for up to about 30 seconds at a time, and that will assure that you have enough core strength to be able to actually do a push-up. Okay, so practice that as many times as you have to. Hold it for time, you know, count, sing the ABCs, whatever you can get through. Okay, so you just start here, okay, and hold. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your butt, and hold. That's it. Make sure you breathe, keep yourself like a little bit distracted. there's something to say about the mind-body connection, but we're not going to go all into that today. We're going to go into just pure developing that core strength. Okay, so if you got to distract yourself, sing a song, play rock paper scissors with your friends, whatever you got to do, just get it done. Okay, so that's exercise 1. Once you master that one, you can move on to exercise. Okay, congratulations. So if you have moved on to this part of the video, that means that you can hold your high plank on the top of the push-up position for at least 30 seconds. Now we're going to start on the second exercise, which is going to be commando planks. So basically it's going to be like an elbow push-up, right? So we're going to start here, top of the plank, which you're already super awesome at now because you just practiced it, right? So what I want to do is I'm just going to come down to my elbows. So I can either do that this way by coming onto my elbows, but still, when I come down, I want to make sure that my elbows are in a straight line underneath here. So what you don't want to do is be like extending up like this, because you're not going to work the right muscles, and then that's not going to help you with your push-up. It can be good for other things, but not the push-up, and that's what we're focused on today. Okay, so hands are right underneath your shoulders. Okay, we're going to come down, elbow, elbow. Now push down into our hand, in our hand. Okay, so you want to practice these until you can get 10 in a row. And after you get 10 in a row, you're allowed to take a break. Let's try 10 in a row again. Take a break, 10 in a row, a third time through. Once you have gotten 30 reps, you're good to go. And we should be able to move on to our third exercise, and that's going to be negative push-ups. So those are going to be super hard. So make sure you have mastered your first 2 skills before you move on to 3. Of course, you can watch the video and see what you're in for beforehand, but I would not get discouraged by trying to attempt something that is beyond your level of progress for right now. Okay, so practice those commando planks. It's a forearm push-up, sometimes they're called. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do for today, and then we'll move on to the next one. Hey, congratulations guys, you have made it to exercise 3. This is our third drill in getting stronger at push-ups. We're going to focus on some negatives today. So negatives are when we're going down to the bottom part of the push-up, but we're not pushing up. So we're lowering into the bottom of the push-up or onto the ground. So going down, we're going to do it for a nice slow 5 count. I like to use 5s. You can use really whatever number is comfortable for you, but I find that 5s are good. Okay, so we're going to set up top of our push-up, remember, which you guys have mastered already 2 skills ago, so I know that you're super efficient on these. Okay, so check your form. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders, right? You're squeezing your butt, abs are nice and tight. Okay, and you're a straight line down here, not your butt's not here, and you're not like arching your back up here. Okay, so we're in a nice form here. What we're going to do is count to 5 and lower our bodies down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now I'm here. Okay, so now I can come up any way that I'm comfortable. Okay, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to come down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and step back up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So what you want to do with your negatives is, I like to do them, since you do a 5 count, 5 is like the number that you're remembering. So right, we're going to do 5 negative push-ups, a 5 count each, and then give yourself a little break. And if you can get up to 5 rounds, that should be perfect. You'll be able to move on to round 4, the 4th drill. If you can get even just a couple of those, you probably are ready to advance. So it's totally up to you. Just know if you're stuck in any point of the program and you can't progress in something, then you just want to go back 1 step and then work on the previous skill. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 4th skill, which is going to be pillow push-ups. So before you get started on this one, grab 2 little throw pillows or like a beanbag chair, whatever you have kind of handy, and we're going to go from there. Okay, drill number 4. So what I have here is just 2 throw pillows just stacked on top of each other. Okay, so they're nice and tight here. It's going to allow me to be able to put my form still pretty good. My hands are right underneath my shoulders here. Okay, I'm going to set myself up at the top of the high plank. So now I'm right here. By now you are super familiar with this position, so I'm not going to beat a dead horse over it. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to come down until our chest touches. Okay, and we're not going to rest on here like we were with negatives. We were resting at the bottom. We're going to come down here just a little. Okay, so now I'm nice and cushioned, so I can take a little pressure off my body, but not like too much, right? And then I'm just going to shoot back up. So remember, your elbows are pointed towards the back. Don't splay them out, otherwise you're not going to get effective training. So we're just coming down just a slow, I'm about halfway push up. When I dig into the pillows, that's also going to help me spring back up just a little bit. Okay, so this kind of push up, you just want to practice maybe for sets of 10. Since you're only working the upper half of the movement, you should be able to get those a little bit easier. It's not going to be the, the full push-up. I know that the bottom part of the push-up is the hard part, okay? But if you develop those skills and the strength to get you stronger for the top half, then you're gonna be good to go really soon, okay? So just hang in there with me, keep practicing the drills. You're doing awesome. I'm so proud of you. And let's get to drill number 5, and that will be kneeling push-ups. Okay, so we're gonna get to push-ups on our knees. All right, so practice, and I'll see you soon. 5 drills that I'm gonna teach you is gonna be a kneeling push-up, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set ourselves up here. Hands are right underneath your shoulders, right? And I'm gonna come back. What I wanna do is check my body positioning here, okay? So I want my hands to be in the correct place. Now you know where those are, okay? But instead of just coming all the way up here, so if you hold the top of your plank for a second, you can see where your knees are gonna go. You're just gonna drop your knees down, okay? So this is not gonna be, you should not be shaped like this, like a quadruped, okay? You should be like this, okay? So you're kind of like diagonal, all right? And then we're gonna practice our kneeling push-ups from there. So these you wanna get full push-ups. So you wanna get your chest to either touch the ground or just hover just above it, okay? So I'm gonna put my hands right underneath my shoulders, okay? I'm gonna first come up to my plank so I know where my body should be. I'm gonna drop my knees down. So now I'm a nice diagonal line, okay? So I'm here and I'm just gonna come down and I'm gonna come up. Okay, so one thing also that I just want to note here, do you see how my toes are still on the floor? A lot of people want to take their toes off the floor and do a push-up like this, okay? I find that doesn't really help. So it seems like mentally you might feel like, yeah, I can get so many more this way, but it doesn't really develop that functional strength that you're going to need to be able to go through this whole movement. So what I want you to do, okay, is try this with me again. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. Let's come up to our high plank. That's the top of the push-up position, okay? Check your form. Is your hand right underneath your shoulders? Okay, squeeze your abs, squeeze your butt. Now I just want you to gently lower your knees onto the ground. So I'm a nice diagonal shape, okay? My toes are planted onto the ground, okay? So now from here, I'm coming down. And remember, elbows are grazing against your body every time and pointed towards the back, not splaying out, okay? So we're here, we're coming down and up, down and up. Okay, so we're gonna work on those. Maybe you can only get 1 today. Maybe you can get 3. Maybe you can already bang out a set of 10 because you've been practicing the other drills so frequently, and that's great. Before you start trying to do real push-ups and getting discouraged with your progress, make sure you can bang out a set of, like, I would say 15 kneeling push-ups would be good, and then you should be able to do at least a couple of regular push-ups just on your hands and toes, and then you can impress all of your friends and family members, and it will be awesome. You're gonna be super strong. I'm so proud of you for following along with me, and I hope you have fun, and let me know if you enjoyed this. If you'd like to see any other tutorials, if there's any other movement that you're finding is a little bit challenging for you, I can totally break it down. Let me know, and I will hook you up. Have a great day. Bye.